Sorry. Oh, sorry. I think I turned on the voice now, the microphone. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I hope it's okay. Yeah, sorry. The microphone was muted, but now I unmute, so it should work now. So once again, thank you for joining, everybody. Great to see you here. This is the 10th of April 2022 on Sunday. So every week in my YouTube channel on Sundays, I do weekly forecast in Forex pairs, in gold, in WTI, and also index, and then news. So in this order, let's check some charts now by Ichimoku. So let me change the screen. And as a quick disclaimer, as usual, this content is all based on my own experience. So when you decide to trade, please do according to your risk management. And also, since this is a live stream, if you can please follow the rules and guidelines, that would be great. And then recently, there are so many fakes and scams out there using my name and creating some fake accounts. So in case you see these, please be careful. Okay, so yeah, until I start to see more people, let me just say hi to everyone and start slowly for now. All right, John and Sulaimon, Melanie, Augustine and Muhammad, KH, Ekhargao, and Philip on my way, F1 Sushi and Ekhargao. Again, thank you for joining. All right, Arne, and also yeah, Alex FX, Buta, and Arnold. Yeah, thank you for joining, everybody. Great to see you here. All right, all right. Gabriel and Payson, Chike, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let me get into topic now. So first, I will screen the Forex pairs. So here is TradingView. And I have these Forex pairs on my watch list, 21 pairs I monitor every day and trade. So on the left, I place the weekly. On the right, I place the daily chart. And I screen these pairs from top all the way to down. Please run JPY. So first, Euro USD. Weekly has been bearish, but now you can see that the Kijun Sen is flat. So Kijun Sen flat, Senko Span B is flat. So this is still bearish momentum, but direction-wise it's flat. So that means it may reverse backwards this week or next week. It may reverse. And also, if you look at the daily chart, Kumo is looking good. Kumo is bearish, so it's good. But Kijun Sen is flat and Chikou span touching. And also, if you closely look at it, Kijun Sen is below Tenkan Sen. So there was a gold cross below Kumo, which shows the end of downtrend. So in that sense, it may reverse also in a daily chart basis. So there is a previous resistance or support level over here at 1.0809. So once the market reaches there, it may bounce and retrace and goes up. Or even before the price hit that level, before that, it may turn and retrace back to Kijun Sen. So to be safer, you can wait until the market breaks support 1.0809 and prepare to sell. That will be the scenario for Euro USD. And next one is the Euro Pound. Euro Pound in the weekly chart, right now Kumo's flat and also Chikou span is below candles. It's good, but yeah, the market looks to be flat right now. It's not really bearish, but it's kind of flat. And also in the daily chart, it's also flat. This is Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching. So there's no trend and no trace. So Euro AUD. Euro AUD in the weekly chart is bearish. You can see that the Kumo is down. And Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen both bearish. And Chikou span below candles. So in a weekly basis, this is bearish. So we can continue to look for the sell chance. However, in the daily time frame, it's flat Kijun Sen, flat Kumo. I'm talking about the angle of Senko span BA flat and Kijun Sen flat. So it may reverse back to Kijun Sen and then continue to go down this way. So the market may retrace a little bit, but in the weekly, it's bearish. So we can continuously look for the sell chance. So that's Euro AUD. And if you're holding a sell still, then there's no reason to exit until you see weekly flat. So Euro AUD down on the weekly. So let me put this purple flag and then move on to the next one. This is Euro JPY. Euro JPY, both weekly and daily are flat. And also weekly chart shows very thin Kumo. And Kijun Sen is flat. So, and also there was a doji last week, and 2 weeks back was also a big bullish candle. But this is engulfing inside bar. So I'm expecting that this week, next week could be range. We might see some minor trends in 1 hour or lower time frames, but in a daily chart or higher time basis, there might be no trends. So in a daily chart shows Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. So it may reverse back to Kijun Sen. So if you see downtrend in a short term, like a 1 hour or 30-minute chart, then you can sell and target to the daily Kijun Sen. Otherwise, you simply wait until the market breaks resistance and prepare to buy. So that's Euro JPY. And the next one is Euro CAD. Euro CAD in the weekly chart is bearish. So here weekly chart, Kumo has been bearish, both Senko span B and A down. And Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen are also down. And also Chikou span below candles, so it's bearish. However, in the daily chart, you can see Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen, Senko span A, B all flat. So because it has been retracing since last Wednesday, so since it's still retracing, it could go back to Kijun Sen. So let's say this week, if the market keeps retracing in the daily basis, then you simply ignore, or you can buy and target to the daily Kijun Sen. However, in the bigger scope, weekly is bearish, so I will be looking for the sell chance, not the buy chance, because I prefer to follow major directions. So next one is Euro Swiss franc. So Euro Swiss franc also weekly is bearish. So let me mark this one also. Weekly chart, Kumo has been bearish. And you can see the market has been resisted by the Kijun Sen a couple of times before. So I expect in the long term that will be bearish. So in the daily chart, Kumo is flat still, Kijun Sen still flat. So we can't really see downtrend yet. And Chikou span touching also. So this is technically flat ranging market. So the market may reverse. But since weekly is bearish, I expect the daily chart also will be bearish sometime this week. So I would be waiting for the breakout of the support on 1.0130 level. And once it breaks, I will be looking for the sell chance. Most likely Kijun Sen and Kumo will turn bearish. And Chikou span, hopefully, I will break the candles and then prepare to sell. So that's Euro Swiss franc. I will be looking for the sell chance too. And the next one is USD pairs. So USD JPY weekly is bullish. Weekly is bullish, Kumo's up. Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen both bullish, and Chikou span above candles. However, in the daily chart, this is range. This is the market has been up last week, but since Kijun Sen flat, there's still potentially retracement back to Kijun Sen. So simply wait until the market breaks resistance of 125.14, then prepare to buy would be my advice. Otherwise, you can, if you still see downtrend in the lower time frames, then you can follow and target to the daily Kijun Sen. But once again, I prefer to follow major direction, so I will be looking for the buy chance on this one. And the next one is USD-CAD. USD-CAD, both time frames, weekly and daily are all flat. So if I see this at a glance, I simply stay away. But if you want to trade on this one, the strategy will be since the market retracing back to the daily Kijun Sen, that will be the target in the short term. Daily Kijun Sen is at, let's see, this is at 1.2653 area. So if it goes up to that level, that will be the target. But since both time frames flat, I think my advice is to take the trending pairs to trade, not this one. Okay, next one is USD Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc also both flat, ranging, Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat on both time frames. And Chikou span is very close on two time frames, so simply I will stay away. The next one is pound base pairs. So pound USD is looking good. I think this is the best market to prepare because both weekly and daily are bearish. Looking at the weekly chart, Senko span B down, A down, Kijun Sen down, Tenkan Sen down, and Chikou span below candles. Plus, daily chart also shows that the Kumo has been bearish, Kijun Sen bearish, and Chikou span below candles. So I expect the market break support level of 1.30 and continuously downtrend. So far pound USD looks the best, but let me continue to monitor some other charts. The next one is pound JPY. Pound JPY has been bullish in March, but April, especially second week of April, it's retracing backwards. Because Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat on the weekly, and also there was a 2 weeks back, there was a big doji candle. So after you see this big doji on the weekly basis, usually the market loses volatility and we might see range. In fact, in the daily chart, it's range, Kijun Sen flat, so still it could retrace back to Kijun Sen, or it could go up still, and we can't really tell which way it's going. So most likely I will stay away until Tuesday, Wednesday, and see if the market has new direction. Otherwise, I will just stay away. The next one is pound CAD. Pound CAD on the weekly is bearish. Kumo's down continuously, and Kijun Sen down, Chikou span below candles. So I will be continuously looking for the sell chance. And with that in mind, if you look at the daily chart, now Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, so looks like it's in the middle of the retracement back to Kijun Sen. So I will simply wait until the market turns bearish, maybe breakout of the support, or Kumo down, Kijun Sen down, while Chikou span remains bearish, and then prepare to sell. The next one is pound AUD. Pound AUD has been bearish on the weekly and daily, but we have to follow the daily direction because weekly Kumo is very thin. And whenever you see this thin Kumo like this bearish, this is oversold. So the market may retrace in a weekly basis. However, in the daily chart, after Kumo twists bearish, it has been very stable. Kumo is gaining thickness, so daily Kumo looks better than the weekly. So in this case, we can follow the daily direction. So since Kijun Sen is still pointing down, I expect the market continues to be downtrend. So I think this one is also another nice one to look for the sell chance. And the next one is pound Swiss franc. So pound Swiss franc at a glance, as the name of Ichimoku says, both time frames are flat. I can see that the Kumo in the daily is bearish, but since Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching, this is considered to be range. So the market marked the previous support at 1.2101, and now looks like it's retracing back to Kijun Sen. And most likely the market will move downtrend this week, so most likely I will simply stay away unless it breaks the support. So let's move on to AUD pairs. So AUD USD weekly is exactly into Kumo now, so it's range. We can't really see direction on the weekly. So there was a previous double bottom here, and after neckline, it was bullish, but after the market touches the resistance, looks like it's reversing backwards. And in the daily chart, it's reversing back to Kijun-sen. So the next question is whether the market breaks the weekly resistance or the market keeps going down backwards. If it keeps going backwards, then we have to stay away because that will be very tricky to sell. The market may be spiky and maybe tricky in the lower time frames. But on the weekly basis, it's bullish. It can turn bullish after breakout of resistance. Talking about this resistance on the week high, which is 0.7658. So if it happens, I would look for a buy chance. But most likely, it won't happen this week, so I will stay away from this one. And the next one is AUD. Weekly retraced all the way back into Kumo now, so it's range. And on the daily chart, the market has been bullish, but now again, AUDs are very weak last week, so it has been retracing back to Kijun-sen and Chikou span touching. So unless the market starts to go up again on the daily chart, I would most likely stay away. And then AUD-JPY. AUD-JPY on the weekly is now flat Kijun-sen, so it's retracing back. It could retrace backwards unless it breaks resistance. And the daily chart is also looking like a bit range for the last 1 week. And but technically, the market is above Tenkan-sen. So this time, it could be supported by the Tenkan-sen and it goes up. But if you see the breakout of the Tenkan-sen this week, then the market could retrace back to Kijun-sen. So I think if it happens, sell will be the right call. But otherwise, as long as market above Tenkan-sen, then we can continuously prepare to buy. So next one is AUD Swiss franc. AUD Swiss franc on the weekly chart, Kumo hasn't twisted yet. There was a Kumo breakout, but since Kumo hasn't twisted yet, it may reverse or it may range. But in a daily basis, it's bullish. It has been consecutive bullish in waves. So the market may reverse back to the previous, there's a trend line. Previous trend line, and then bounce and it goes up in this direction. Since Kumo is bullish and Kijun-sen is showing bullish and Chikou span above candles. Yeah, so my view is bull. So I will be looking for the buy chance on AUD Swiss franc. So the next one is CAD-JPY. So CAD-JPY, just like other JPY pairs, it's flat Kumo, flat Kijun-sen on the weekly, and daily is also flat, so simply I would stay away. And KTS Academy, both weekly and daily are flat, so simply I would stay away right now. The daily chart is also in the P wave, squeezing the P wave, so the market could be tricky this week. And last one is Swiss franc JPY. Swiss franc JPY is the only one that's uptrend on the weekly chart. So since daily is gradually moving up, Kijun-sen is still flat. So when you start to see Kijun-sen turns bullish, then you could look for the buy chance and expect the market goes up continuously. So among all the JPY pairs, I think Swiss franc JPY looks good, and also USD JPY has been bullish too. So that's my view, these markets. Okay, so now let me cover gold. And then I will cover indices, and then news. Then free discussion. I will come back to your comments. So please bear with me for the next 20 minutes or so until I can cover all these topics first. Okay, but thank you for joining everybody. Great to see you on this relaxing Sunday. So now let me go to commodity gold, XAUUSD. So gold has been ranging right now. Let me just put this into one screen. So this is the weekly time frame. Weekly technically still showing bullish because Senko span A is bullish And Kijun Sen is also bullish. Chikou span above candles. So recently the market has been ranging in the daily or lower time frames, but my view is still bullish in this direction. And with that in mind, if you look at the daily time frame is now a complete range. But as I talked in the previous live stream and also video about this forecast line, the end of the forecast line is on 12th of April. So next week, so that will be next Tuesday. When the market touches here, you have to monitor whether the market will be above or within or below the forecast lines. Because depending on where the market lands, most likely the market goes towards that direction in the long term. So to be safer, we can stay away until 12th of April and then see which way the market potentially goes afterwards. But right now it's range, so we can't really tell which way it's going in a daily basis. Okay, so next one is WTI, crude oil. So this is the daily time frame. Daily time frame is retracing backwards, and this is descending P wave. The highs are lower in this angle, and also there was a support. Previous resistance was a support now. So this is descending P wave. So this is in the short term is bearish. There are more sellers than buyers, and that's why this is going down bearish. But since weekly chart, okay, let me get to the weekly chart. Weekly chart is technically Kumo is bullish. Tenko span B is up and A is up. Also, Kijun Sen is flat. So the topic is whether the market will be supported by the Kijun Sen or not on the weekly chart. If the market breaks Kijun Sen, breaks this descending P wave, then the market could go down to the Kumo. So in the daily chart, again, if the market breaks the support 93.41, then it could go down to the weekly Kumo. So this is where you have to be very careful. You have to wait for the breakout towards either direction to follow the future directions. Okay, so let's move on to the index. Starting from the Nikkei on the weekly chart basis, Nikkei is still ranging because the market is simply within the Kumo now. Chikou span is still very close, and Kumo is bearish, but in the weekly basis, this is called a Y wave, and it's range. So simply there is no direction right now. So next one is Dow Jones. Dow Jones is also in a range market. It's complete range. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching, Y wave. So yeah, we can't really tell which way it's going. Fundamentally speaking, I think it's bullish, but in terms of technical Ichimoku analysis, it's range. So in the short term, it may go into Kumo or range and goes up. In market can be tricky, so just be careful when you trade on this one. I mean, for me, this is not a good time to trade. Next one is Nasdaq. Nasdaq is also within the Kumo now, or Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. Chikou span is technically below the candles. So I think Nasdaq is a bit more bearish than Dow Jones. This is where Chikou span bounce happens on the previous candles. So this could be downtrend continue. But when the market really breaks Kumo, then it could continuously be bearish. So when it happens, you don't want to look for buy chances. And the next one is S&P 500. This one is also flat, but bullish flat than Dow Jones, because the market is above Kijun Sen and Chikou span is above candles. And here Chikou span may start to trace the candles. So in that sense, it may go up continuously this way is my view. So I think among these three US indices, S&P is bullish, and Dow Jones is range completely, and Nasdaq is a bit bearish in Ichimoku. So now let's move on to Euro stocks. Euro stocks is exactly into Kumo, and Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, Chikou span below candles. So if the market breaks the Kumo, then it may turn bearish continuously. Yeah, but so far there is no sign of bullishness. So still, this is not a good timing to buy it. And the next one is FTSE 100. FTSE 100 has been bullish, and it's about to break the resistance. Just I mentioned like last week, this is bullish continuously. And Kumo is kind of still flat, and Kijun-sen still flat. But Chikou span above candles, the market is above Tenkan Kijun-sen. So we have to wait for the breakout of 7695.15 and then prepare to buy. This may happen this week, so we can closely monitor. Okay, next one is CAC France. CAC France is flat, kind of in on the Senko span A. Chikou span touching Kumo flat, so it's range and there is no direction. And DAX 40 is also within the Kumo, so it's range. So this is range, or I would say a bit bearish, because there was a previous support, became resistance 2 weeks back. So from here, if the market breaks Kumo, then it may continue to go down. So if you want to buy, then I would wait until the market breaks resistance around 14,846, then buy afterwards. Okay, so here is a Nifty chart. Nifty on the weekly basis, this is still flat technically, but it's bullish, turning bullish but flat. So as I mentioned, this one also, Chikou span has been tracing the previous candles. So last week was doji. So when you see doji, the golden rule for doji is to break out and wait for the breakout towards either direction. And since it's bullish, you can prepare to buy if the market breaks the doji high, which is 18,107.75. Otherwise, it may still be range or retrace back to Kumo. So I think that will be the main key for this week. Okay, so next one is Australia 200. This is now flat still. Kumo is bullish, but now flat Kumo bullish. So this is not trustable. It may reverse. And a Kijun-sen flat, so it may reverse back to Kijun-sen. Unless the market breaks resistance, 7661.4 to buy. So far, this is not a good time to buy, so I would stay away from this. The next one is Hansen Index. Hansen is still a bit bullish, but below Kijun-sen now, or on the Kijun-sen. So the topic is whether the market breaks Kijun-sen or not. Once it breaks Kijun-sen, then it could retrace back to Kumo, and that might be bullish. But if it doesn't, then it might be resisted and continues to go down. So yeah, this we have to be careful in this case. Yeah, all right. So that covers the whole index now. So let me turn to the news website and cover the news. What kind of news we have for this week. So I will click on the this week and click apply, and I get all these information for the news. So Monday, tomorrow, 11th, we have Governor Kuroda's speech in Japan. So JPY pairs can be affected by this. And that's it. And Tuesday, 12th, we have climate count change and unemployment rate in UK. So pound can be affected. And also in Germany, there will be CPI report. And then ECB bank lending survey will be there in Euro itself. So Euro pairs can be active on Tuesday by the news. So just be careful. And then a later part on the day, that will be CPI also in the US. And Wednesday 13th, we have, if you trade New Zealand, then there will be rate decision in New Zealand. So be careful on the 13th, Wednesday. And then CPI in UK. So euro pairs can be affected, pound pairs can be affected. And then also another Governor Kuroda speech in Japan. And then Bank of Canada policy meeting will be there. So I think this will be one of the biggest event next week. Canada monetary policy report on Wednesday 13th. And then also Thursday 14th, there will be employment change in Australia and also rate decision in ECB, I mean Euro itself. And then retail sales report in US, and then Michigan sentiment report in the US too. So like this, we have many big news this week also. So before you take trades, please watch news, check news. If there's a big news ahead in about like in less than 30 minutes, then I prefer to stay away and come back afterwards. So that's the news for this week. All right, so that covers the whole topic for today. So yeah, let me come back to some comments and just do some free discussion, free talk until the end of the live today for the next 15 minutes or so. Okay, but once again, thank you for joining, everybody. Great to see you. Thank you for joining. I hope you're having a great Sunday today and get ready to trade from Monday tomorrow. All right. So, okay, I see some comments about the market. I see, okay, Bitcoin. I see some comments about the Bitcoin. So let me check that in trading view. BTC has been bearish when I checked it yesterday or the day before. But let's see what's happening right now. So here is the weekly, daily time frame. Okay, so after market broke the previous resistances, this is BTC USD daily chart. After the market broke the resistance, now it's going bearish, and the market broke the Kijun Sen. So it could retrace back to Kumo. So we have to stay away in this condition. So these two lines are called the forecast lines. And if you're new to forecast lines, you can watch my video and get good understanding. But we can continue to monitor until 22nd April and see where the market lands. But right now, we can't trade because it's range. Yeah, in terms of Ichimoku, what it means by the market in between Kijun Sen and Kumo means that while the market retraces backwards, sellers are dominant in a short to mid-term, which is presented by Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen. So Tenkan Sen shows a short term, and Kijun Sen shows the mid-term market momentum. So since market is below Tenkan Kijun Sen, this is showing bearish from a short to mid-term. However, in the long term, there are long-term buyers in the market, and long-term is presented by the Senko Span B, and these guys are still buying the market. And so what it means by the market in between Kijun Sen and Kumo means that this is the area where the fight in between the short-term and mid-term sellers and long-term buyers will be happening. And that's why the market can be spiky. So you have to be careful. I mean, you have to stay away, is my advice. Whenever I see the market is like this, I would simply stay away, because you might get stopped out many times. Lower time frames, the market will be very tricky. It can also change directions anytime. So yeah, this is the area that we avoid taking trades. All right, so thank you for joining, everybody. Great to see you here. Okay, Edgar Hagao says, I made many research about prop firm yesterday and found out that it doesn't really provide much capital for their target. Yeah, you can. I think you can just practice with a prop firm, I guess. Personally, I never been to prop firms. I'm not sure, but if that's a way, you can challenge and make yourself a living. I think it's worth the challenge. Okay, BTC is under weekly forecast lines too. Yeah, let me check in the weekly time frame. Yeah, so in terms of weekly, there was a top here, and I think this is still below the weekly forecast lines. Yeah, 25 was here, Senko span B was here, so yeah, below the weekly forecast lines too. Yeah, so this is still bearish. It's retracing backwards still. So not a good timing to buy in terms of Ichimoku analysis. And for myself, I don't trade Bitcoin and I have no idea what's happening behind. I have no fundamental knowledge. So this is just my view through Ichimoku. If this were Forex, then I would look like this. Mahamud says, why flat of Senko span B is so important? Flat Senko span B means that this is flat in the long term. Long term in Ichimoku means 52 candles in the past. So for the last 52 candles, the market has been ranging, and that's why it's important. So if long term is range, most likely until the market reaches this week, the market could be range continuously. It may go up or down in the short term, but most likely that will be range. So even if you buy or sell, you might not be able to extend the profits as much. So that's why you have to stay away. That's what it means by the Senko span B being flat. JY says, is it a good idea to hold the trade over the weekend? Not really. You can just exit unless you run at least like a 30 or 40 pips in profit. You can just exit and come back on Monday. Yeah, because during the weekend, anything can happen. Sometimes there's big events, big news might happen that can cause these markets movements. But since brokers are closed, you can't really manage positions. And I think that's a risk in the weekend. So yeah, you can just stay away and come back on Monday is my advice. Movie Hero says, hi Kay, I can look for a news on trading view like red symbols on one below the chart. Yeah, you can show the news down here and check the news also. Yeah, you can use that symbols. Let's see, Christopher says, a question please, can we say a thin Kumo means a weak equilibrium in fact? Thin Kumo in flat Kumo means it's a less liquidity. It's a weak kind of like a less volatile market. But when you see the thin Kumo up or down, that means the market is overshooting, overheating market. So technically there are two meanings of thin Kumo, whether it's flat or up or down. Okay, so let's see. Let me check some other comments now. Yeah, Muhammad, you're welcome here. Sai says, you have been a great teacher. I'm making good profit following your and the Ichimoku strategy. Thank you, Kay. You're welcome here. Welcome so much. It's been my pleasure to be able to do this. So yeah, it's my pleasure to be able to share a knowledge of Ichimoku Kinkohyo and also my strategies. Yeah, my strategies are a very much simplified version of Ichimoku. So, and I still use time cycles and price theories and forecast lines and other original Ichimoku teachings, But when it comes to trading, when it comes to screening charts and trading, looking for the trading edges, I have my own strategy, which is called KTS. So after 6 years, I have been using it for the last 6 years, and it has been working greatly. So it's so yeah, I think it was a long journey, 6 years, but time flies. Already 6 years. Okay. So yeah, you're welcome everyone for joining here. So yeah, I guess I have covered all topics. So I guess I will end the live anytime soon. So yeah, so this is Sunday. Usually after the live stream like this, I will just shut down the PC. Usually I'm stay away from the PC and just relax until the end of the day today. Yeah, and just get ready to trade next week. I think, I mean this week. We might see some trends this week. Some pairs are trending right now, so we might see some trends. But you know, the most important thing is we don't have to have a bias, no bias towards market directions. So every day you start like new. You start with a fresh mindset. So even if yesterday there might be a big trends, today we might lose all the trends. But even so, we can just relax and wait until the next big trend comes, because that's basically all we can do. So even weekly is trending, the daily might be flat or retracing. So in that sense, we can just you know, monitor chart every day. I do so in 3 times, the monitor charts, but every time I open the chart, I don't really expect anything. Like I simply react by these, you know, by these charts when I screen charts, and I simply follow the market directions when they are trending. When they are flat, then simply stay away, and that's it. And I think this is, the state of zone, if you will, like you know, trading in the zone by Mark Douglas. I think this is a type of zone feeling of mine, because before I was always expecting the market goes up and down, or I was anticipating the market directions, and also whenever I miss the pips, I regret. But now I don't. I can simply trade in a very simple and relaxed mindset. Whatever it comes, I take it. If it doesn't come, then I simply stay away. It's my mindset. And with this peace of mind, if you can trade every day, then there should be no stress. So, but, you know, monitor charts every day is a key. Yeah. You have to see charts every day, and you have to practice also, so that you can remember what's happening every day. This is very important. If you don't see charts, let's say 2 days, 3 days, and open chart, then you may not really see the previous charts every day. So it happens to be that the market trends big, and you don't know how the market has been bullish for the last 3 days. But if you monitor chart every day, if you even if you don't trade, if you can monitor chart every day, then you know every single day how the market has been moving up until here, and in what patterns the market has been moving up until here. So you can prepare for the next scenarios. So yeah, even if you don't trade, and even if you're busy at work or anything you do, I still recommend you monitor chart at least once, ideally 3 times per day. I recommend to do so. So yeah, that's the last word for today. So I guess I will end the live for now. So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of the weekend, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, please stay healthy and stay safe and stay gold. Right, bye for now, everyone. またね。Thank you so much.